That's her name.
Oh, wow. Hi, everyone. uh, hi, everyone. Welcome to the Scrot Academy. Today is Eden Day, and I have been looking forward to this so much. We're using Monty Cook's Cypher system with all these awesome, wonderful people here. Before we jump in, I'll go through a couple of things. First of all, our Discord. We love our Discord. It's full of awesome, amazing people, and we feel like it's got a proper little family feel going on. You can go in there to talk D&D. You can TTRPGs, or even if you just want to have a chat and see how your days are going. They're just an awesome group of people, so definitely jump in there. We'll drop the link in chat. Patreon. We are now full time. And it's amazing. And one of the ways that you guys can support us is through Patreon. Through Patreon, you get sneak peeks for or previews to artwork. You get some sort of behind the scenes stuff and some videos that are not released anywhere else other on Patreon, and Academy news early because we've got another Academy coming up pretty soon. YouTube, we are uploading a lot of videos right now, so I'm really sorry if you have us on your notifications list because you're about to be absolutely spammed by us, but it does mean you can then go onto YouTube and watch everything and catch up. Merch. We have some, we use Redbubble, and we have an awesome logo, which you can see up in the top corner, which is made by our very own Ambly, who we adore and is incredibly skilled. And you can just put that on hoodies, t-shirts, apparently scarves. You can literally put it on anything. We also have new sponsors. We are now working with Bird in the Storm Publishing, which is Tool School and Bird versus Plane. They're an awesome couple of guys. They've got some great content which we have previewed on our academy, our last academy. They're sponsoring us, and they are bringing new content for season 2 in January. So they will be putting shows in between these shows, so that you guys can, if you want to stay on the channel and see some extra content, some really good content, you can do that. And as of today, I think it was today, we are now also sponsored by Mage Hand Press. And we will be putting that into effect as of tomorrow. And I will be using Dark Matter, the D&D 5e system, for our Argo 37 game. So D&D in space, and there's new races. There's a whole list of like amazing, just weapons, species, everything. It's awesome. I've been reading it through, and I really can't wait to get it going. Every 10 retweets, we'll pop the tweet in the chat. Every 10 retweets, we won't be doing a Wild Magic Surge, but I will be using a Cypher System / Numenera list of oddities, where you can effectively gift or curse, I guess, one of our players with a really weird sci-fi object, which could influence the game massively. But without further ado, we will jump around and have a quick chat to our wonderful players. And we're going to go clockwise. So Hans, or as we know him in this, Artie, how are you today? And can you give a little thing about your character and what he's been up to?
Oh, yeah. So I'm playing Artie Chen. He's a young Asian guy who has found himself mixed up with some people who are definitely up to no good. He himself, totally innocent, has done. I know. But what are you going to do? We did this all last session. So we had a lot of fun last session, basically trying to figure out who did what and killed who and why. Yeah, I don't think I can take this seriously today. But in short, Artie's trying to figure out why things aren't working the way that he expects them to, which is very smoothly. He's got an interesting glass cube that shows a city that's sort of building itself up. He's currently ruminating over that. Last time, he got to meet JD and Dot, who were very kind, very generous to him. He got to meet a really cool bike named Soren. He got to hang out in the hospital way more than he expected to. So, a lot of stuff going on. I'm rambling. I will let it go to the next player.
Um, And I'm pretty sure there was a donation for Artie to end up having like a friendship style connection with Soren when it
I'm on board.
80s bike. So
Very close. Very
yeah,
close.
we'll see how that goes. And now we're going to head over to our wonderful character, Crowbar.
Hello, it's me, Heavenly, playing Crowbar. I was sick last week, so Crowbar was very busy. She just was super, super busy, like doing stuff. So unfortunately, she wasn't able to join on the adventure. Last time we saw her 2 weeks ago, she had received a strange metal disc with odd kind of glyphs or symbols on it that she wasn't able to comprehend, and she's looking for someone to tell her more about this strange disc.
Awesome. And now we hop over to JD.
Hi, I'm Renee. I'm playing JD. She is a cyborg skybike delivery girl whose skybike's name is Soren, aka Artie's new best friend. And she's lived a pretty mundane life, but recently her mom has fallen ill. So last episode started off with her going up to the hospital to spend some time with her mom, texting her family for a little bit to make sure that everyone knew, until she was summoned to the police station and met up with Artie and Dot, where they were all three interrogated for the mysterious deaths of random strangers, mostly in their lives. And so they ended up back at the hospital, all three of them. Dot is her new roomie because she's too nice and Dot doesn't have a place to stay. And Artie is her bike's new bestie, so I'm sure they'll all stay connected in that way. But she ended up sitting with her mom for a little bit and just telling her about her day and talking to her about what happened because she was getting a bit restless, and she found a coin and an address in her mom's hand. And the coin had a tree on it, and the address she recognized from something Artie had mentioned to her earlier. So that's where we left them.
Awesome. And last but not least, Dot.
Hey, so Dot probably had one of the worst days of her life last week. I mean, she spends her entire life saving people just to find out that like a common cold had killed one of her clients. So of course that was a bummer, that a top secret bummer. And then the government, which she has never gotten along with, starts hunting her down and following her special watch that the government isn't supposed to have access to. And she's like, oh wow, this is a problem. So she has to drop everything she knows and loves. She has to go weird routes to the police station, come up with her persona, everything she's been trained to do. And then she sees these two kids and they look so confused, and she is very much so against keeping the peace. She's like, wow, this innocent kid from like this compound killed someone, and now they're gonna kill him for keeping the peace, and I'm gonna have to find a way to keep him safe. And now I got this girl, and well, at least she has a place to sleep now. And she'll see what she can do for the common cold, her people, and these two.
Awesome. So as we said last week, the guys, you were sort of wandering around, and the screens all over the city, every time you looked at them, told you to report to basically a safety zone where you had to go. It's like the equivalent of a police station. And you guys were interrogated. Artie came face to face with his first child AI, which was actually part of the system, who took the key or the glass thing out of his pocket and questioned him with it before smashing it on the floor. This key was registered to the same address that JD's mum had clenched in her hand, along with a coin, a key, and the note with the address. So, And I think, yeah, most of it's been summed up. So we're going to jump over to Artie. How is Artie waking up this morning? What is he doing?
As we ended last scene, we had Artie where he was looking at this glass cube and it was kind of unfolding and growing a little city inside of it in front of him. He didn't really go back to sleep after that. He's been looking at that cube for hours, trying to figure out how it works. So just kind of moving it back and forth, gently manipulating it with electronics tools, seeing if he can do anything, get inside it in any way, whatever he can do to understand it.
Okay. You'll see it just seems to sort of overlap over and over. This is a tiny, so it's like you can see it moving, but it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. It's literally just going up. And yeah, you probably watched this for quite a while. And what would you do? Would you get up and have breakfast? Would you make a cup of coffee or a cup of tea?
I don't think he's thought of any of those things. I think he's very deep in this problem, just hunched over the little tiny dinette table he's got and prodding at it and maybe checking it to see if he can get a voltage on it or any sort of electronic signal and just trying to make this thing do something else in any way.
Okay. As you keep looking at this, it seems to continue to grow. Every now and then in this little city, you can see what were probably like skyscrapers, kind of like what you've got in this city, and they turn on at night and then turn off again during the day.
It's just fascinating. He's not sure what he's looking at, and he's not sure what it's for, but he's going to figure something out about this. Yeah, if nothing else, because he doesn't know what else he can solve right now. This might be a problem he can solve.
Okay, I'm guessing you, Artie sits here for quite a while. As you're just staring.
Probably.
And he'll hear a knock at his door, or the doorbell sort of equivalent just ring through. And you will see the screen pop up near your door to show you who's there.
Okay. Who's there?
It's your dad. Your dad is... He looks different to normal. In fact, he looks quite upset. He looks like maybe he's been crying. He's got sort of red sort of around his eye. He looks quite puffy. He's not looking directly up into the camera or anything. You can see he looks quite troubled, if anything. He's not wearing his doctor's uniform. He should have left for work by now.
Okay. So the electronic tools are just going in my back pocket, and then I'm going to pick up the cube and look around, and not seeing a better place to put it, I'm going to stick it on the little tiny couch that it already has, right underneath the cushions. And then I'm going to turn around and go to the front door and open it up.
You open the door, and he seems quite taken aback at how quick you came to. He's like, "Oh, hi. Can I come in a second?"
Yeah, come on in.
And he looks quite shaky, but mainly you notice it in his hands, and he's a doctor. He's quite steady. And he's I need you to do me a favor. I can't go into work today. And I don't want to owe someone a favor, if you see what I mean. I can't.
Okay.
And he has a satchel on the table. It's just some of my clients' files. I trust you. I don't trust anyone else. If you could just pop them in my office. And he slides them across the table to you.
Okay, I can do that.
Okay. And he just sort of sits and stares for a little bit, almost like he's trying to force himself to stand up out of the chair. Okay. I'm gonna go.
Hey, Dad. Oh, okay. Okay.
Sorry, son, what?
Who is the lady that you sent me to drop that package off to?
A friend. an old friend.
Okay. She's dead.
And you see him start to break. And he's like, I know. And he completely breaks down at this. And he's sobbing.
Okay.
And your dad is a proud man. He doesn't tend to show a lot of emotion, but he's breaking in front of you.
Okay. Artie and his dad don't hug. They have not hugged probably since he was a boy. And this is not a big couch. It is big enough for his dad right now. So Artie is almost pacing like back and forth in front, and he's doing a lot of things with his hands.
It's fine.
Dad, do you need? Can I help? I don't know what's going on, but it's something, right?
It's just an old work colleague. It's fine. I just knew her from. We went to school together.
She knew who I was.
Oh, but she must have seen a picture of you somewhere or something. Must have done. I mean, I've spoken about you when she used to work with us, but she left years ago.
Do I need to do something besides just bring the satchel to your office? Is there something else?
He's like, no. It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. In fact, I need to go. I'm gonna go. And he sort of jumps up and tries to straighten himself out as much as possible and head straight for your door. He's like, just pop it on my desk or something in the drawer. Just okay.
Okay.
And he opens the door and leaves.
Okay.
What does Artie do after this? Does he go straight away, or does he?
So Artie's gonna get that cube, stick it in his pocket, get this satchel, adjust the strap so it fits him properly. Then he's gonna look at his comms, and he's gonna call JD, whose number he got last time.
It's early-ish morning.
It's probably mid-morning, maybe,
Oh, okay.
because he's been staring at that cube.
He's awake. Okay, just making sure. Okay, so she picks up pretty fast. Hello?
Hey, JD, this is Artie.
Artie, hi, what's up?
Well, weird stuff. Could you give me a ride to the hospital?
Yeah, let me just check my delivery list for the day. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I can swing that.
Okay. Just, I have to drop something off, and I kind of want to talk to you about it.
Okay, ping me your address. I may have to leave Dot in the apartment. Dot?
What? She's kind of like peeking, like she's been like listening like really hard. Like, what does he have to deliver?
I don't know. I didn't ask him. Artie, what do you have to deliver?
I just talked to my dad, and he has some client files that I need to drop off.
Fun. Okay, cool.
Doctor files, correct? Doctor client files?
I didn't look at them, but I would assume they're doctor files.
I'm like holding my watch phone thing between my ear and Dot's at this point.
Like Dot is like pulling on her like long socks and like getting her like boots on. She's like, nope, I'll rent a bike. Don't worry about it. Favors mean nothing. It's fine. Let's that's important. We should meet at his place, or he should be here. Well, we have to go get him. Yeah, I'll just follow you.
Yeah, he can't even call a taxi.
It's like tying up like strands of things and like getting on like buckle.
Do you think I should just call a taxi? I could just call a taxi.
Just
no.
Ping me your address.
Okay, it's the OTC Arcology. and I'm on the, I don't know, 12th floor.
Yeah, just send it to me. I'm not gonna remember it.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So JD is now getting ready for the day to go swing by and pick up Artie. I think that she had kind of a leisurely morning already because she has company. So she didn't get up and start her normal routine of like heading out for deliveries right away because like she wanted Dot to be comfortable. So she's kind of playing hostess a little bit more and had kind of like uh called in for the morning that she wasn't going to be doing her routes today. And so I think she just kind of goes in and extends that a little bit longer so that she has some leeway to run around and cart around her new friends, acquaintances.
What a very good hostess.
She makes friends fast.
So I bet your mom's on that file.
Really? I mean, she might be.
I mean, if he's got doctor files, your mom is in a coma.
Fair point. And he is her doctor, so maybe.
I'm just saying. I'm sure there's a lot more information on there than any nurse will ever tell you.
Wouldn't it be unethical to look at it?
JD, I like you.
Thank
JD,
you.
I think you're very kind, and I think you're very, very good. And I feel like you keep the peace very well. And that's admirable. And I don't know if I can trust you yet to tell you the things I want to. But when it comes to life and death, ethics aren't black and white.
Huh. I think that one kind of sets her to thinking a little bit as she gets the bike ready. And after like a few moments of silence, she's just like, "So you're gonna rent your own bike to get over there?"
Well, how about I ride with you in this fancy bike, and then I'll take one to the hospital.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure there's a station between here and there.
We'll see.
Bike share. Eden bike share. Okay. So, yeah, we'll get ready and hop on and head that way, kind of looking out for a bike share as we get closer to Artie's apartment.
Yeah, there's a couple of bike shares on the way. You sort of see them all parked up, and you effectively scan your wristband if you want to unlock one, and it gives you a time limit on the day. That's how you can borrow one. Or as you head, you're heading up in the city, like you're going up. You've never been this high before. And you see the OTC huge sign. It's like a big orb, like a holographic orb that's just rotating around with the orbital sign going around it. And you head up into the residential district, and there's a huge gate at the edge. The gate opens as you arrive, and you can see a big hallway with a couple of security guards there.
Wow, fancy.
Yeah. And you, for the first time, you've probably seen this for the first time, you've seen grass. Like, you've heard about grass, you've seen artificial grass, but this is, as much as it's tiny little patches of exact squares of grass, you've probably not seen this before. And you see little sprinklers pop out and water them every now and then.
Are they like waist high or down near the ground?
Oh, right down. It is perfectly trimmed, right down to the ground.
I'm gonna bend down and poke them.
Yeah, I think Dot might actually, at this point, like put her palm flat on it. Like, I mean, she's used to like cement.
Mm-hmm.
Like
everything you see is cement, metal.
Right. Like
normally.
She's not quite used to things like grass and like fresh air.
It smells so interesting. Do you
It's like-
smell it?
It's like clean, but not hospital clean.
And bright. Does that make sense? Bright? It's like a bright smell. It's nice.
Wonder what it's gotta be like to live here all the time. I would
Oh, you
never
don't know
leave.
how to call taxis.
Well, that's a good point. You know, that's a good point. Maybe it's probably best that I don't live here.
At this point, you'll notice that some of the security guards are looking around the desk because you two are literally sat down
Like just touching the grill.
grass, and they're like, you all right?
Yeah,
You the
grass is
gardeners?
pretty.
No, actually, we're here to visit a friend of ours.
Oh, okay, yeah. What was your name?
JD.
JD. And who is it you're here to visit?
Artie Chen, he should be expecting me. Us.
Oh, Daniel Chen's boy. Yeah, no problem. And what you get, Artie, when you pop up, it's like your doorbell rings again, but there's no one at your door. But the screen pops up and you see these two, Dot and JD, stood by the reception desk. They don't see you, but like you're looking down on a security camera on them. So, can you please confirm that you know these people and you're waiting?
Yes, could they come up, please?
Okay. And the screen, he flicks the screen off. He goes, he asked you to come up, 12th floor. I'm sure he'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay.
I send a quick text to my dad and my brother saying that I'll be at the hospital soon. And then head that way.
Okay. You see lots of glass lifts. They're almost like just tubes so that you can see a full 360 all the way around. And as you go up, you can see even some grass, like on platforms hovering, being watered in big glass domes, being sprayed with some things as you head up to the 12th floor. And the other thing you'll notice is you can't see the sky, but you're pretty sure this is like an artificial sky, which you've never seen before. This is blue. It's like they're projecting blue screens everywhere with clouds. And every now and then, as usual, the screen will flicker and the same faces that you see every day pop up. The smiling faces of the people you don't know in the uniform saying, look after one another, care for each other, peace is the goal, be kind, be good. And it just goes on a loop and repeats until you hear a bing and the door opens. Artie, are you meeting them at the lift or are you waiting at the apartment?
I don't think Artie is savvy enough to meet someone at the lift. He's going to be inside the apartment.
Okay. So
That's cool. I want to see where the fancy pants lives.
and you see this clear glass corridor, and there only really seems to be one door on this level.
Well, I'm Manning. Guess it's gotta be him.
I'll knock.
And Artie, you hear a knock.
Okay, yeah, so I go over to the door and I open it. Hey, come on in.
Hey, you have grass.
Yeah, yeah,
It's pretty.
It's nice.
thanks. I don't have any inside. It's just out there.
Right. I mean, I get the concept of grass.
We do learn things outside of the compound. There is a form of education we all do receive.
Yep.
It's just everywhere else, it doesn't actually exist.
Oh, wait. So you don't have any grass?
No.
Okay. I thought you were just asking if I had some in the apartment, and I don't. It's all just out there on the lawn.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't have a lawn. I have a balcony.
I only have 2 balconies, and only one of them is functional, but the other one is really more ornamental. But I don't.
Ew.
Do you want to just come in?
Yeah,
sure.
I want to see the ornamental. Yeah.
balcony. JD's decided Dot's her best friend. One night together and like,
One sleepover.
yeah.
She's that emo friend in middle school that everyone really just wants so bad. Like,
And you walk in. So, Artie, are you going to give a tour of the apartment and describe it for everyone a little bit? Just to...
I can describe it, but I still don't think Artie is smart enough to give a tour of his apartment as like a social cue. So there's like
That's
a
okay.
net
We'll show
area
ourselves
over.
around.
That's right. So it's a big living room, like a big open floor plan type studio living room. And it has a very small couch and like a media display wall, like a TV wall, and like a chair, because Artie lives in this big old thing by himself. And then there is a kitchenette slash dining table over on one side, and then a sliding glass type door that goes out to a balcony. And then there's a bedroom in the back with like a door, and there's a bathroom and so forth.
Sorry,
Probably with a
just
full bath.
Just a quick thank you to Task Chat for the host. Thank you. Sorry, carry on.
who do you live with, Artie?
No, it's just me. This is my place. My apartment, I guess.
All of it.
Wow. Is this the door to the ornamental balcony?
I mean, that's the normal balcony. Yeah.
I'm gonna go outside and look.
Yeah, no, Dot's exuberantly like she's seen a lot of shit, but nothing this nice.
I'd say you're looking out over more apartments, more houses. You can see more like grass floating by as it just sort of goes past.
Alice, if you don't mind, I was thinking it could be like one of those, like where you've got an Oculus in a building and it just looks down, but it's like an interior balcony. Okay.
That's, yeah.
Wow.
This is so different.
So this is what happens when you're a doctor.
No, my parents' floor plan, I mean, it's very different, and they have a lot more space.
So this is what happens when you get lucky.
A vegan burrito.
That's right.
Wow.
Do you want to look at? And I'm like wearing this satchel. Do you want to look at these before we go?
Oh. Yes. 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 She looks like points at JD like yes.
Yes.
Yes. And she
Yeah,
kind of
I mean, you should definitely look. I don't know anything about medicine. Yeah.
Is it like glass? Is it like glass discs or is it like?
It's like glass sheets rather than anything. But they seem to be quite flexible. But you can see it's like there's about 10 to 20 of them, and they all seem to be patients.
I let Dot handle it mostly, but I'm waiting.
I was gonna say, how is Dot doing this? Is it like slowly, or are you laying them out on the table?
Well, first she's looking for like a D file, like looking for who Jay's like trying to find.
These don't seem to be in any order, but you do recognize.
She starts sliding them all out then until she can she's making a big old mess.
Okay, so JD will probably spot it first, but Dot will see it as well. You can see Karen D. A file on it.
There, she's right there.
Okay.
But Jay, you will also see the Ross Morton file there. And Artie, you will see a file with Elizabeth written across it of the woman who died in front of you in the hospital.
Wait, Dot, this person, this man, Ross, he's the one that they were asking me about yesterday.
So that
who had the cold.
That person is dead.
Yeah.
And and she points to Artie, your dad's patient.
He was not looking good this morning. I don't know what's going on with it. This lady here, Elizabeth Marin, he told me she used to be a coworker of his, and that's the lady I saw die.
You will see attached to her file, as well as Ross's file, even though it looks a bit duff and broken. On Elizabeth, there is almost an identical key card to the one she gave you, which reads an apartment number.
Okay, Dot, do you remember that key card?
The one the kid smashed. Kid.
Yeah.
I say loosely. Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if that is a duplicate.
Is it the same number?
I don't know. Do we read this through like do you have to put in a reader to find out what the number is, or how would we know?
It will just say it on the side.
Okay.
It will have, and it is the same one from the piece of paper.
It has the same number on it.
Yeah,
So
I guess that my mom had in her hand too.
Our street address is universal.
Picks it up in her hands and she like flips it around. So there's a problem. And she puts the key card back down. There's a problem, and there is only 3 of us, and it's all...
We're the problem?
No, we are in the middle of a problem we should not be in.
Oh.
Okay, so my name is Dot. This is something we all know. So I'm gonna trust the both of you. Please do not make me regret this. But I do a lot of medical work in the community. In certain communities where it's harder to get medical care. My organization, which I shall not name, happens to err on the less legal side of the city. We recently lost one of our patients to a cult. We had seen him that day. He got very sick from a wound. We completely healed him and sent him on his way. And within a day's time, he was dead of a cold.
Oh.
Now, I can't give you any more details, but from what I keep seeing, there seems to be something more to this cold. And something about us knowing about this cold is bad. Because this isn't my watch. She holds it up. That's why favors don't matter. I'm just going to smash this later. Who cares? This isn't my watch. I had a watch that was made special, that cannot be traced, should not be able to be traced, and they still managed to call me in. Now, I need to emphasize I'm not a criminal. I just try to help people. And we're in this is serious. And I don't want either of you to get hurt.
I mean, they interrogated all of us yesterday, but they let all of us go. I don't think they would have done that if you were dangerous.
Well, let's not worry too much about me and Mike. Yeah, this is interesting. Very interesting. We have some options. Do we just want to go deliver these?
Hey, Dot.
Yeah.
Thanks for trusting us.
Yeah. Hey, Artie. You're a scanny boy.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
I need you to just tell me how many recording devices you have in your home.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I will fire up a scan for recording devices.
You will. You can see the standard security that you probably know is installed in your parents' home as well. Other than that, you can't trace anything.
I mean, really just one.
Interesting.
Something else you'll notice about these sheets. Over Elizabeth Marin and over Ross's sheet, there is a big red stamp. Over Karen D, there is a blue stamp. And then you see a couple of others with green stamps. And now, Dot, you've worked in the lower city before. You think you recognize one of these people. You don't know the name, you're not sure, but maybe you've crossed your path, whether it's medical or something like that. And it's an image of a young woman, not that far off your age, very dark skin, almost dreadlock type hair, and almost like a cyborg sort of thing around her eye. And it just reads Nerissa Costa.
Dot, what do the color things mean? Is my mom's the only blue one?
There's a couple of blue ones.
Okay.
So what was this Nerissa girl? What was her stamping?
It was a green.
Green.
They're literally circles, just red, blue, green.
Well, obviously everyone who's got red is dead, right? From what she can deduce.
Yes.
So red means dead.
Yeah, I got that one.
That one's an easy one. Green usually means good. Traditionally, things that are green are usually good, like stoplights and otherwise.
Okay, yeah.
That would lead me to believe that blue means sick. And everyone who's blue marked right here is potentially infected with this illness.
I think at this point, JD finally picks up her mom's file to look at it because, like, she's still been kind of like, I don't know if this is okay, I'll let Dot do it. But she's kind of decided she's done with that at this point and just, like, reads over it to see if there's anything she can see.
It looks pretty standard. It's a list of like symptoms, which you all know as cold symptoms for anyone who's had a cold. And it literally says what the doctor told you, that she's been put into an induced coma to monitor her.
Nothing new. Okay.
That's good. Trust me, that's good. Doctors will hide the scariest things into the last minute to try not to worry you.
Okay, thanks, yeah.
So this name in green seems like my people. And if they're being watched on this watch list, there might be contagion in that area. I can't go home anymore because if I go home, I'm risking thousands of lives. But I can also not risk there might being a contagion in that area. So I think you and Artie should go to the hospital by yourselves. Artie, I think you should keep that key. And I think you should keep that key somewhere no one can find it. Maybe it went missing. Your dad has no reason to think you would steal from him or hide something from him. And I know it might sound bad, but if you were supposed to have the first key, I think you should keep this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Artie, do you have a pen and paper?
I don't think so. Do you need that?
I might have something. Pulls out like a long piece of gauze and like, I don't know, probably a marker.
Yeah. Okay, anything that works. She kind of stretches it out and writes her ID number and then tears off the piece and hands it to Dot. in case you have to get rid of your watch, that's how you get a hold of me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. She kind of like balls it up so it's a nice tight little piece of gauze and like tucks it like into like a pocket in her hoodie. Be safe. You two talk about your weird toys, and I will be in touch. And she slowly like backs out of the house, and she like shuts the door because she's like beyond shocked and does not want to have a complete panic attack in this rich person home.
Okay, we're gonna hop over to Crowbar now.
Woo!
What is Crowbar doing at this point? Is it just woken up? Are you what sort of time of day is it for Crowbar?
Well, the last time I had asked Nailgun to find someone who owed us a favor to look over the disc. So until he gets back, I'm just going to be like tinkering with this, going over any notes that I have, anything that I've scavenged that look similar that I can recall. I'm just going to be working on this. And I'm sure Turkey Burger is just like circling above me, maybe on my desk, like
Just sort of
poking
hopping about and doing this thing. Okay. Well, you sit there for quite a bit, and some of your other people who live with you just come and go. Until your wonderful hyped up coffee roommate comes running back through the door, and he's like, okay, so you're gonna love me, and I promise I didn't go to the club. I didn't go to the club, but you're gonna love me. I got a favor in. It's just so good. Where's the thing? Show me the thing. Show it.
Yeah,
Show it to me.
I'll pull it out and show him.
And he looks at it, and you can see the big tree that branched out as it is. It's like, I found this. Well, I did.
Tree.
Well, I didn't. Someone else did, and they owed me well, no, my friend owed him a favor. Who owed him a favor?
Okay, Nailgun, I don't care. Where did you see this?
Down in the lower cities. It's down there. Like someone has just. It's down there.
Okay, show
This
me.
same thing. Okay, and he, before even thinking of anything, he doesn't grab. He just grabs you, and the disc, and he drags you out of this door. He's very excited. He feels like he's done something right for once. And would you have like a bike or a car, or would you call a taxi, or would you work your own way down there?
I think we would walk, but if we aren't able to walk, then we would call a taxi.
Okay. If you prefer to walk, there are sidewalks, which have some like iron steps on, but the steps move. So it's more like you stand on the steps and they move
Like
for
an
you down to
escalator?
the lower levels.
Okay, then yeah, we'll just walk.
You're not high up in the city, but the city is huge, so it's still going to take a long old time. And he's like, he seems fidgety. He feels like he's off on one, and he pulls out a gas mask. And he's like, "Gonna need this."
Okay, I'll put it on.
And he starts hooking it around. He's just fidgeting, and like, would Turkey Burger have come with you?
Yeah, always.
Yeah. And he's just sort of like trying to stay as far away from Turkey Burger as possible. And as you descend into the city, because you're making such a long trip down, you will feel it get darker and darker and darker before there's barely any lights at all. And as you're on your way down, you will look around and you'll see the standard screens flick up with what you know, same smiling faces every day in the full, almost like bodysuits, just saying, look after one another, care for each other. Peace is the goal. Be kind and be good. And this again just keeps repeating on the screens as you go down. As you finally reach one of the lower levels, you see pipes, huge pipes everywhere, which you know, like big steam pipes. You're not too sure where it's going, where it's coming from, but these are huge. These are much bigger than you, and they're all above your head, almost blocking out any light there is. And he's like, "This way."
So this tree, is it carved into something? I don't understand. Why are we here?
It's like this, and he's holding it. It's like it's in the metal. It's in it. It's on a city wall.
All right.
I don't know. I don't know. I found this guy. Well, I was trying to get away from, and then he sort of stops himself.
Trying to get away from who?
I was out for a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Were you in a walk in the area where the 48th?
no. But anyway, I found
I'm
this.
gonna like punch his shoulder.
Yeah, and he's just like, ow.
I can tell when you're lying. You're such a bad liar.
Okay, fine. No, I was down there. He didn't see me, and it's fine. But okay, when he did see me, I did have to run. But that led to the best thing ever. I bumped into this guy. He's a little bit crazy. But he kept going on about this weird tree he'd found when he worked underground. And just come with me. And you see him tweak one of the bits on his gas mask, and it lights up. And because you can feel the air get a lot thinner as you come down here. And he takes you on this weird walk of just dark, damp mazes. You can see overhead where all the lights are in the distance from where you came from. And there's like it's almost like a half fallen down building with lots of bits of metal patchwork together. He's like, in here. And he knocks on the door like, hello? It's me. Hello? Like, and he's just, and you hear like, hang on. And you can hear a shuffle behind the door, and it opens. And we are at 10 retweets. So I'm going to give each of you a number, and we're going to roll from the oddities list. So, JD, you are number 1, Dot, you're number 2, Artie, you're number 3, and Crowbar, you are number 4. I'm going to roll a 1d4. Number 3. So, and number 3. Artie, could you please roll a d100 for me?
I can, but I did last time. Do you want to spread it around to someone else?
Oh no, don't worry, you go for it. I think there's going to be a lot more of these coming.
All right, everybody keep retweeting so we can do this again. 18.
18. Okay, let's have a look. Bear with me, so I just try and find this. Okay. This is something you're going to have anyway. This is a pin that when attached to clothes, it shows the name of the person wearing it. It just sort of almost types it almost like in a neon, just sort of just glazes over. Whoever puts it on, it will show the name of the person. And you'll just have that as a standard thing.
Maybe like an old school item.
Yeah, it could be almost like a prefect badge sort of level sort of thing that you would have had. But yeah, so Crowbar, you see this old man at the door, and he is in grey, beige, worn clothes, and he's hunched over, and he's like, yes. And he's like, this is the guy. It's him.
This is the guy that you saw outside 48.
He's like, oh God, you're back. Okay, I didn't actually think he was gonna come back. What was it you wanted to see again? They can see you. He's like, what was it you wanted to see again?
The tree design.
It's true. Okay, just come here then. I'm so fascinated with it. And he shuffles off down, like he's going into his home. And as you walk through, everything in there is made up of something else. His sofa is not a sofa, it is bits of metal he's put together and found material and just plopped it on top.
How old is this guy?
this guy looks to be about like the end, like towards the end of his 70s, maybe early 80s. But he doesn't look good. It
What's
doesn't
the
look.
average lifespan in Eden?
You're looking at around 130, 140.
Okay.
But you get old. If you don't live well, you will still age badly. So this guy looks like he's probably lived down here almost all his life and worked down here. That's the hunch and everything else. And he's like, come on. Oh, did you want tea?
No.
Okay. And it just sort of continues to shuffle. And he's got a stick, which he picks up on the way over. And he's like, this way. And he heads down to like a very small door. And he's like, sorry, it always gets stuck. And he just starts banging it with this stick to try and lever it open.
I'll try and help him.
Yeah, you'll be able to do it easily.
Okay, then
This is literally him not being able to do it. And it opens the door into a very dark corridor. And he's like, go on then. And your friend's like, come on. And he sort of gets down on all fours and starts crawling.
I'm gonna turn to the old guy. What's your name?
I think it was Jerry. I haven't spoke to anyone in quite a long time.
And you just met Nailgun today?
Oh no, this was yesterday.
Oh.
He had to lie low for something. I don't know what it was, but I rolled the company and I couldn't reach my pickles on the top shelf, so...
You don't seem like the type of clientele that usually is at the 48th.
No, I wasn't. He ran into me on the way out. I was just minding my own business, just, collecting the cans and stuff. They take it to that lovely lady at the store that'll trade in favors for cans, whatever it is. And he barreled straight into me and knocked all my cans everywhere. It's very rude.
No.
I thought it was only right he helped me get my pickles off the top shelf.
All right. Well, thank you. And with that, I'm going to turn around and follow Nailgun.
I'll go to sit on the sofa. If you want anything, just shout or bang on the ceiling or something.
Okay.
As you go down into this dark, sort of almost like corridor, it slopes down, and it slopes down deep, and you notice all of the walls are metal all the way down. And sorry, that is a nat 1 for Crowbar from Taschap.
Wow. Said, and I quote, his aliens is looking too happy.
Okay.
And there's no lights down here. But you can feel how cold the metal is from like beneath you and either side of you. And you can see Nailgun shuffling off towards him. He's like, here. And it opens up into another almost like very rectangular room, which is also all made of metal.
So it was his house and then this corridor which led straight to this room. There weren't any doors.
Nothing at all. It's almost like a metal shaft.
Okay.
That's gone down. And
is it flat or are we declining?
You are declining down, but not dramatically.
Right, okay.
You're going for quite a way. Like it's not slippery to get out of or anything like that. And you arrive in this square room, which is also surrounded by metal. The ceiling is metal, the floor is metal, the walls are metal. And Nailgun pulls out a small orb and twists it, and it starts to glow and hover.
Where did you get that?
And he looks a bit awkward. Is it? They may have been chasing me for a reason. I can't help it. You see something shiny, you go pick it up.
Who did you steal that from?
I don't know his name. He's one of the people guarding what's his face.
God.
He didn't catch me.
You're worse than Turkey Burger, and he's a literal crow.
Look, It's useful. Do you want to see a tree or not?
Yeah, I want to see the tree, but we're not done with this conversation.
Fine. And he's sort of trying to be like quite giving you attitude, but you can see he's actually terrified for the conversation that is going to come after this. And the orb sort of floats across the room, spins, and then gives a burst of light to show everything in the room. It's a pretty plain room, apart from a huge engraving on one of the walls of this elaborate tree. Same tree that you saw on the disc. He's like, see, I did good, right?
What did the guy say this room was?
I don't know, he just said he was, you know, trying to add on an extra room or something, and he stumbled upon this. I don't know, he's crazy.
Well, I want to approach the wall and... well, first, I suppose I'll feel it. Is it engraved, like divoted in?
Yeah, it is divoted in. It's like an engraving.
Okay. Is there any area on the wall that looks like it would fit something like a key or...
There is, at the center of the tree, sort of like at the base, it's almost like the disc, but there's something already in there, but it looks almost like literally a button.
But there's something in there.
There's something in, like another dome with the same symbol on you have. In fact, it's almost a complete copy.
I want to take it out.
Yep, you take it out.
Does anything happen to the tree?
Nothing at all.
Are they, I hold them up, are they literally identical or is
They
there
are
something?
identical.
I'll put the one, so I took the one out. I'll put the one that Turok gave me. What's his name, Turok? Torak. And I'll put that one in to see if there's any change.
Nothing happens. If anything, you find it difficult to get in. As much as this is exactly the same shape as you put it in, the little sort of, not blades, but the things that you found came out sort of, they get stuck and they can't move.
Okay. Well, then I'll take it out. Does this look just like a wall? It doesn't look mechanical or...
No, the only thing you think might be mechanical is where you took the other disc out of. And Nailgun's like, well...
I don't know, man.
Well, what about the one that was already in there?
I'll put it back in.
So,
can I turn it, like, while it's in there? Can I, like, push and turn?
You can push and turn like you did the one you had in that was given to you. And you hear a clunk as all these things, like on yours, turn out and seem to lock into the wall.
Oh.
The tree on this key glows and starts to turn and whir before going back upright again. And you see the wall with the tree on start to flicker. This isn't a wall, this is a screen. And it starts to twitch and it's almost like static, like it's breaking up. And then you see a familiar smiling face that you see every day on a screen. The same blonde woman, the face, the sort of like blue jumpsuit sort of look. And it's breaking up and you can just about hear it until it clears and says, look after one another, care for each other. Peace is the goal. Be kind. Be good. And normally that's all you hear, but it flickers again and this woman leans further in and it says, okay, darling, remember we love you, okay? Love mum and dad, okay? And light waves and the screen snaps off and the tree is back to normal.
Nailgun, did you recognize that woman?
Well, yeah, it's the one on the screens everywhere. Along with that guy. You know, the other one, the ginger one.
What is the ginger one's message?
It's exactly the same.
Okay.
Over and over again through your entire life in the city, you have heard this message, but you have never seen the extra bit at the end before.
Right. Never seen the okay, love mom and dad. Bye. But his message, the other guy's message, is verbatim the same?
It's basically the same.
Okay.
You will know these as like the guiders or the speakers or the voices. It's almost like it's not a religion of the city. It's a way of life to live by.
Mm-hmm. Would I know that... I'm trying to think of how to ask this. Would the screen just be on a wall, or would be the screen have some type of space behind it where the magic happens?
This seems literally to be a screen on a wall where you would assume there's probably wires in the wall or built in and stuff like that.
Okay. So this isn't like in Prey where you like break a screen and there's like another room behind it.
No, this almost looks like a TV screen.
Okay. Gosh. Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna, unless there's anything else in the room that catches my eye.
No, this is literally all that is in the room. In fact, actually, there seems to be a broken chair in the back of the room that looks like it's been uprooted from the floor.
Like it was nailed into the floor and it's broken off.
It's broken off. It doesn't look like it's been moved by force. It's probably over time things have worn and it's fallen over. This chair is battered. And you don't see this material that much, but this looks like leather. This would have been expensive to you.
Can I cut off the leather?
Yeah, you can take the leather.
I take it.
It's just a red leather.
Is there like stuff on it? Is there like body fluids on it?
No, this is literally a chair. There's some foam underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not something you necessarily use a lot anymore. This is probably got a bit more developed past foam. You find it's not an efficient material. This looks old, vintage, as some of you might see it as. You may have seen it on some of the black markets around down the lower levels when you've been scavenging.
Well, before we leave, I want to take the other dome out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Take it with me.
As you do that, all the lights go and disappear.
Okay, I want to head back to the old guy.
Yeah. You crawl back up the tunnel. Nailgun's not far behind you, just muttering to himself.
He's holding the leather. I gave it to him.
Okay, he's sort of pocketed it inside the thing. Oh, sorry, and I'm really sorry I can't say this name. Vakasa donates a nat 20 to JD. But yeah, you climb back up and you just see this old guy. He's propped his feet up. He's got a little screen that's hovering in front of him. It's playing some sort of old video, and you can hear him like laughing to himself. It's almost like he's forgotten you're there.
Okay. I'll clear my throat so as not to startle him.
He said, "Oh, sorry," and he just sort of swipes it away. Are you done? Happy with what you found?
Jerry, how long have you lived here?
Well, my wife died about 20 years ago. We lived here 28 before that.
And when you moved here, was
Yes.
that tunnel and the room at the end of the tunnel always there?
oh no, I thought that was just a metal wall, and then the wife wanted to make the kitchen bigger, but couldn't hire anyone in for that. So I tried to do it on myself, and I found that, and I fell down it, and that's how I got this. And he just sort of slaps his thigh, and you can see it's all metal down the side.
You fell down the gently sloping chute and had to.
Yes, I crashed into the chair.
Oh,
It hurt.
okay, interesting.
There was a lot of broken metal in there as well.
You cleared it all out.
Well, yes, she wanted a kitchen, but apparently that wasn't good enough. And he's sort of mumbling to himself about this.
Do you remember what it looked like before you cleared all the metal out, besides the chair and the tree?
There's a lot of wires. Don't get many wires anymore, but there was a lot of wires. There were 3 other chairs. Other than that, not much.
What happened to the other chairs?
Well, I got rid of them. There's only 2 of us.
But there's only one chair down there.
Yes, it was my space to escape my wife when she didn't want it to be a kitchen.
Okay. That's weird.
I mean, you're welcome to come back and use it whenever you want.
No,
I
I don't want to use your weird man cave.
Okay, fine. He seemed to, and Nailgun's just smiling, stood slightly behind you.
What do you do in there?
Oh, I don't go in there anymore.
But what did you do in there? That you cleared out all of the metal and you made it into something after your wife didn't want a bigger kitchen.
I'd sit down there and watch my videos.
On the big screen?
No, what big screen?
Uh-huh. You never touched anything?
No. Should I have done?
Well, guess we'll never find
It's
out.
got a very pretty tree on the wall down there.
It does have a very pretty tree. You're super right.
It's the only thing my wife liked about it.
I mean, I have to agree with your wife. I think an extended kitchen down a ramp is a really weird idea. But thank you for letting us see your tree room.
That's okay. And he just sort of shrugs and says, I am going to take a really quick bio. So if either anyone else wants to really quickly, or if you want to sit and discuss conspiracies whilst I'm not here, I will be back in just a second.
I'm taking a free bathroom break. Oh yeah, okay, be right back.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
I don't care. Hi
Sure.
everyone.
Hey.
Hi.
Let's hear your conspiracy theories. My conspiracy theory is that Artie's dad did everything.
I think it was the guy with the tree. I mean, he's clearly a mastermind of some kind.
I don't know.
I
Your
think
dad
it's the
just has
taxi
these weird
driver.
vibes. You think it was the taxi driver?
I'm sold on that theory now. We talked about it last week a little bit.
The one
Yeah,
that took
I've
Artie
gotten-
to the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got the same one again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very suspicious.
Hmm. Yeah, Artie's not good at suspicious. He hasn't figured out what that's supposed to be like yet. But
Artie hasn't figured a lot of stuff out yet.
Tess
Yeah,
says
that's
that
really
maybe
fair.
dad seems too obvious, but that's what Alice knows that we'll think. You know what I mean? So it's like you have to keep going further and further down the timeline. Is that the
what he has now, yeah, he has mad scientist remorse. When you've done something really bad and now you realize that it actually was a bad idea and that's why no one else did it, that's what he's got.
Mm-hmm. He did have Jeff Goldblum there to be like, your scientists were so busy wondering if you could, you never stopped to think if you should.
Oh no, Alice is back. Shh.
Yeah, oh no, keep the
Conspiracy theories.
conspiracies down.
She can watch the VOD, it'll be okay.
On the way back, I found there were biscuits in the kitchen. It was like a double win for me.
So, Crowbar and are you leaving the house?
Yeah, I mean, as I head out, I'm gonna look around, but I'm obviously not gonna rifle through his shit, but I'm just gonna kind of take in what his living situation looks like. If anything stands out.
Everything looks very handmade, as if it's been made of scrap metal and tried to look more homely. You will see on the side, however, it's almost like there's a glass cube, almost like a snow globe, and there's a city in it, which seems to be moving and slowly growing upwards.
On the side where?
On what you think he's tried to make a table of.
Hey, Jerry.
Yes?
What's this funky little snow globe?
Oh, I don't know. My wife brought it home one day. She was a scrapper, you know. Oh, yes, no, she's dead. I can say that now. She was a scrapper, you know.
Was she? Where did she work? What area?
I don't know. She said it was secret and illegal. Even I wasn't allowed to know. In and out of places, ducking in and out, under the city, through the city, down shafts like that. You name it, that's where she went.
I'm gonna do that thing where I am picking up the snow globe, but I'm like, can I? But I've already done it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, fine.
I'm gonna. Is it one of those ones where I can like actually shake it, or does it just? Is
You
it
can't
just
shake
like
it. It's literally, it's a square cube glass, and the city is moving.
Cube. Does the city look like our city?
It's, I guess so. It's a fully metal city. It's all, none of it, again, you don't see any greenery. It's all concrete, but it's very low down and it's building its way up.
How fast is it moving?
I guess pretty fast.
I want to watch it get all the way to the top.
As you watch it get all the way to the top, bits of it break away and it starts to rebuild up again. So it's almost like it's just going up and down, up and down.
Nelgan, have you ever seen anything like this?
No. Have you?
No. That's why it caught my eye, obviously.
Well, I mean, it's quite pretty.
I'll put it back on the table. And Jerry, if I wanted to come back to look at the tree room,
yes,
could I?
Yes, yeah, I don't care. I don't use it.
Are you home all the time?
Well, I don't go anywhere anymore. No, I might pop to the clinic every now and then for this, and he sort of slaps his leg again. That's about it.
Okay. See you, Jerry.
Bye. And he just sort of like waves and waves you out the door. He's not even showing you to the door or anything.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, I'll head back out.
As you leave the house, the ground starts to rumble. And you feel like everything around you, all the pipes start to shake. And we're going to jump back to the others. Now, Dot, have you gone down to the lower parts of the city, or are you on your way down? Or
I'd say she's on her way down. Like, she took that information she read, like read the name, read the general location, kind of pinpointed it as being in like the upper echelons of the nearby the clinic. So she's like, oh, that's in usually my area. So she's just kind of making her way down there carefully. Just trying to see if she can get down there safely. Got her mask on, reading the levels.
Okay, as you head down there, you're heading back down to Norbit. You get you can feel a shaking as well, like vibrations as you get lower and lower, like the ground's moving, the pipes are going crazy.
Is there any like gaseous readings or anything?
You can,
Feels off.
all that you're picking up is there is high pressure in this area. Not necessarily near you, but you're recording it from lower down.
Does it feel like it would be in proximity of the clinic?
It does. Maybe not like more that the clinic would be on the outskirts than anything else. And then as you're reading this, there is a huge explosion below you. All the pipes, one after the other, start bursting, and steam is flooding out. Hot, boiling steam starts screeching and screaming out of these, all in this one little sector.
Oh no!
There
Okay.
are loads of people down there, families, and you can hear them running, screaming, panicking. And on your wrist, you immediately get a buzz from the matron.
Okay. She clicks it on. She's like, I'm here. I know I'm not supposed to contact you on this
So it's like,
phone.
get down here now. We've got a problem.
She pulls her hair back, like lowers the hood, and when she pulls her hands back, her hair starts to glow once again with like a purple, and she starts to lower her bike as she starts sensing all these little spiders type bugs making their way, like crawling down into this pit of fire and steam, and she's trying to get down there as quickly as possible.
Your vision is blurred. Like there is steam everywhere. It's cooled down now, but as you run through, I'm assuming you're running through all this steam, you can see people screaming, grabbing their faces, grabbing their arms, their body, or grabbing their children, trying to get them out.
So Dot still has that bike she had with her. She is going to pull down by someone, the first person she sees. Let's say it's like a man and his daughter, and he's gonna pull forward and she's gonna hop on. She's gonna like gesture to the bike.
They immediately nod to you. In fact, you recognize some of these people because you've been down here so often, not necessarily by name, but you recognize a lot of them. In fact, Crowbar, you are in this area. A pipe not so far away from you has just exploded all over Nailgun, and he is collapsed to the floor, and he's screaming. He is holding his face, and he is screaming. He's running, and you weren't hit, but you felt that rush of hot air as it came out of the pipe, and you see a woman, Dot, pull up on a bike, and she seems pretty calm considering the chaos that is currently around you.
I'm gonna grab Nailgun's like hands and try and hold him in place, and I'm gonna turn to this woman who looks calm and say, I heard there was a clinic nearby. Where is it?
And all the while, Nailgun is like screaming, holding his face.
Nailgun, shut up, shut up, shut up. I'm gonna fix it. Shut up, I'm gonna fix it.
Oh my good. Take a deep breath, and she's gonna press a few override buttons. Then she's gonna sigh, and she's going to approach. Don't worry, someone should be coming. A bicycle, a robot, a runner. Someone will be here soon with a bike. We will get him somewhere safe. For now, please sit down. Please sit. I know it hurts. Just please sit.
Nailgun, fucking sit down.
And he's
Listen
just,
to her.
he more sort of trips over and falls, and as he pulls back his hands, you can see he is burnt.
I put his hands back on his face.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
just hold it there, man.
and he's just so he's sobbing. He starts crying. He's like, I don't know what to do. It hurts so much.
I know it hurts, but pain goes away so easily. And as she's saying that, she like pulls out like a syringe from her pocket and slowly like injects it into his thigh.
And you see him sort of go, like his breathing starts to slow down, and he seems to be calming down. He's like, okay,
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You okay?
I don't have any tools right now. There's nothing I can physically do right now. I just need you to keep breathing. Someone is coming. Someone is coming.
Okay. And you can see, you know the direction of the clinic, obviously, and you can see people are ferrying their families in that direction. And you will also recognize some of the people who work at the clinic who have burst out of this place and start helping people in.
I want to, I'll instruct Turkey Burger to stay with Nailgun.
Mm-hmm.
So Turkey Burger kind of like, he can either land on his shoulder, maybe in front of him, and I'll turn to this woman and say, I'm good with metal. I can help get people out. I can try and figure out what happened. What do you need me to do?
She unflicks her fake watch, and she's like, "I'm gonna buy another one." She places it on his like lap, stands up from like leaning over him. We have to go up. We have to go up, and we have to get people down. It's going to be much easier for the runners to grab people on the ground than in the air. So we're gonna have to get as many people down as possible.
Okay.
And Dot, as you get closer to Crowbar, you recognize her. You've seen her face before. You know this is Narissa Costa from one of the sheets you saw in the satchel of Daniel Chen's bag.
Well, when we're done with this, I need you to find me, and I need you to find me because it's important, okay?
Okay.
It's serious. Someone's watching you. We'll talk about it later. Get people down. We will meet at the clinic or here or somewhere. And she just like starts like running.
Okay.
If she says that someone's watching me, I'm going to go to Nailgun and pick him up. We have to go. We have to go now.
He's like, what? But I've just like, and he starts panicking.
I'm gonna like try and lift him up. We'll get you to a different clinic. We have to go. This isn't safe.
A different clip. Okay. And he's.
You want no face and also to be in jail? Is that what you want?
No.
Okay.
Like, and he's just like, he looks like a child to you right now. He's just like,
How far is the clinic from where they are? Like realistically,
5-minute run, if anything.
Oh, well,
That's where
if
people
that was the case, I don't think she. Okay, can I go back a little bit?
Yes,
I really don't think she would just abandon him there if it was that close. If that was the case, she would have slung him over and had Crowbar help. And then as she recognized him while they are walking, she would be saying, "We will need to talk. Someone is watching you."
Okay. In that case, I'll just throw Nailgun like a look. Like,
Kick Dot in the throat and run away.
what's up?
He's like, okay, and he's holding on to both of you as you set off in the direction of the clinic. Now we're going to jump over to Artie and JD. What are you guys doing?
Well, I think we're on our way to deliver those files per the request. Now that we've snooped.
Okay, well I'll say you both arrive at the hospital, and Artie, you know where your dad's office is. You've been there before. It's a simple trip up the lift, or the elevator.
Away.
Yeah, okay. It's just this way. We just go up and we take the lift. It's really simple.
Cool, I'll follow you.
Okay, so we're gonna go do that.
Yep, you hop in the lift, and as normal, you get in there, and you come along the corridor where you see your dad's office door. It says Daniel Chen on the front.
Do you want to come in here?
Yeah, do you mind if we go check on my mom just on the way out? Like, drop
Yeah.
these off and then go by her room? Okay.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. We should do that. Okay, so I just push the button to go in the door.
Yep. It scans you as a person. It's like, welcome, Artie Chen. And the door opens. And just in front of you is the simple office like before with the desk and all of the bits and bobs on it. On the desk itself, there is another file.
Okay. So I walk into the room and go over to the desk, take the satchel off, put it down on the table, the desk. What's the name on the file?
The name on the file is Lauren Curtis. The weird thing to you, though, is the picture stapled to it is that of Elizabeth Marin.
HAD. This picture is the woman I saw before. I don't know who Elizabeth Curtis is, but I think they mixed up her picture with this file. I wonder if I should we see if the records match up?
Yeah, what does it say?
I don't know.
What's the color on it?
Okay, so I flip it. What's
You
the color?
can effectively lay out these two files next to each other. You've got Elizabeth Barron on one, and you've got Lauren Curtis on the other. These files are identical. This is the same picture, the same red stamp, the same address. And the only thing that's different is that there is a mark, another stamp on Lauren Curtis. That is a stamp of the OTC.
Hey, Artie.
Yeah.
Why would these files be the same, just with different names and a different stamp?
Man, I kind of wish that we had dealt with this because I have a feeling she would know better than I would. But it's suspicious, right?
It's really weird.
I think we should maybe take a couple pictures.
Yeah. Yeah, if not, well, we wouldn't want to take the files themselves. Yeah, let's take pictures.
Okay, so I'm doing that. Alice, is the office door closed now?
The office door would have automatically closed behind you.
Okay. JD, it is weird. I have no idea what my dad would ask me to put these files in his office. This seems really weird, especially with the duplicate. I have no idea what's going on with this. I mean, do you think he's in trouble? He looked really worried.
At this rate, I'm kind of starting to think anything could be going on. I mean, look, Artie, if your dad was a connection between all of these people, I don't want to say that he's in danger, but I also kind of want to say he might be in danger, you know?
I mean, that's kind of how I feel. He was really nervous and it was weird. And I mean, people dying, period, is weird, right? I mean, that's not something that happens a lot. So there's got to be something going on.
And of the same thing. Maybe your dad knew something he wasn't supposed to.
You will see another key to the same apartment attached to Lauren Curtis's file.
Okay. I've got one of these. If anything happens to me, maybe you should have this in case.
Yeah. And my mom had her address too. Maybe we should go there next.
Yeah. But I really don't know what I'm doing at this point. I mean, should we try this by ourselves or should we wait for Dot?
First things first, I want to check on my mom, and then we can make those decisions. Because honestly, I don't know who that address was intended for, but I can only imagine that Mom was trying to get that information to someone in my family. And I'm not sure what that means, but I want to find out.
Should we go through the rest of this office, just in case there's anything else that stands out? I mean, I don't know what I'd be looking for, but I mean, is it worth it?
I don't know, Artie, it's your dad. Is it worth it?
I mean, he didn't want to come back here for whatever reason. So it's possible there's nothing here, but then where'd this record come from?
Look, I don't feel like I can go through his things without your permission, but if you give me permission, I will absolutely go through his things.
Okay, I mean, let's try to go through his things. Maybe I can, just check for any weird energy signatures or anything unusual that's going on. Maybe we can go through the drawers, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I can ask the computer if there are any recent searches.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so you start looking through the drawers, and a lot of these drawers seem empty, but there are still like standard like patients things in here. You can see the clipboard that he normally walks around with. It doesn't look to have been cleared out or anything like that. It still seems to be a fully functioning office. And JD, as you talk to the computer, it just comes up with a list of patients and what wards they're on, and it's almost like a spreadsheet just cataloging everything and everyone.
Like literally everyone?
Everyone who is a patient.
Okay.
With like statuses and things like that on them.
Any color codes, things that might give me a hint as to the key used on the forms?
You can only see red and blue.
Huh. Okay. I wonder what green means then. All right. I'll also just like go through whatever files I can find, like sifting through things and just moving things around, checking under cups.
You look around again, it's just a standard doctor's office. This doesn't seem to be too inconspicuous or anything.
I mean, I don't see anything I need or know about this.
I wish we could find more, but I don't think there's anything here. I mean, you're probably right. He didn't want to come back. There might not be anything important at all.
And that's already really weird. I don't know. But we should probably get out of here so you can check on your mom.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to see how she's doing. So I'll try and find the room she was in, navigating with signs on the hallways. I'm imagining it's not too far away if she was under.
No, you've been here before as well, so you know exactly where you're going. And you can see your mum there. She's sort of pretty much the same as you left her. And your dad is asleep in the corner. His chest is just sort of slowly rising up and down as he looks tired, he looks knackered.
I breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that my mom is still there, still breathing, still doing okay. And I just kind of look in and say, "Hey, I'm gonna try and figure this out, okay? Love you. I'll be back soon." And then I run over to my dad and just give him a quick kiss on the forehead and give Artie a thumbs up.
Is this to wake your dad, or is this literally...
No, just like a, yeah. Just
okay. That's fine then. He just sort of smiles and sort of like shrugs his shoulder a bit and then leans into the other shoulder.
All right. And I'll kind of like lead him out of the room again so that we can talk in the hallway. I don't know where Dot's at right now. I'd feel kind of weird waiting, but do you think we need her?
I don't know. I mean, when it comes down to medical stuff, I don't really know anything. And it seems like she really understands some of what's going on. So it'd be nice, but I mean, how do we find her? Do you have her like comm number or anything?
I mean, yeah, so long as she hasn't changed anything, surely.
We could try that.
Um, I'll shoot her a message, and if we don't hear back from her in a little bit, then we'll go. That work?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'll type something out like, "Hey, want to head to the apartment? Want us to wait for you?"
Now, Dot, did you get rid of your bracelet when you met Crowbar? Did you get rid of another one, or did you keep hold of it for now? I think you're muted.
I think she'd hang on to it only because she'd probably start like the system is probably booting into like the way the mission reached out to her, and it's probably cutting off GPS signals, and she's like trying to get closer because I'm sure there's some sort of like technology. The matron's smart. She has faith, so she does have it on her wrist still.
Okay. So you would receive this message. Well, would you? Are you looking at it, or are you too busy and preoccupied right now?
Have we arrived to the clinic yet?
Yes, and it is packed. The clinic is packed. There's loads of stretchers, loads of people are on them. There's children screaming because they hurt. And in fact, you probably recognize one or two workers from the hospital that you've worked with before as they come running in with a lot more supplies, which you're pretty sure are stolen.
That's fine. And Dot, as you're saying that, Dot is like throwing out like pockets full of stuff. Her pain medicine and gauze she had stolen from the hospital. She's like throwing it on tables, and she's rushing in nail gun. And when she passes him off to someone who's pulling people to stretchers, she says, "Wear a mask while you treat him." And then she turns to Crowbar and points.
Okay.
You, what is your name, girl? With the bird.
Crowbar.
Crowbar. Is that your given name?
Baptized and everything.
I need you to come with me.
No,
she's going to start
I'm not leaving Nailgun.
He's fine. You're not.
Now I'm definitely not going to come with you.
God, just so frustrating. People are dying right now, Crowbar. You might be very sick.
Like a doctor. If people are dying, maybe you should take care of them. I'll stay with Nailgun.
Oh my gosh. Oh
you
my
can
gosh.
like Nailgun is just whimpering quietly, but he's trying to not like he
be a strong boy.
Just whimpering and holding onto his face.
Listen, this is very hard to explain in a very tough situation. And I get you've got guards in your walls, you're underground. I get. Oh, do you know a Daniel Chen, Dr. Chen?
Do I?
Probably don't know who that is.
No.
Well, he's got a photo of you on file floating around the hospital with a mystery disease killing hundreds of people. You meet with me, or I have this take you with me. We're running tests on you now so you don't infect everyone around us.
That's not possible. I'm not sick. I haven't been to any hospital.
Well, she presses a few buttons and starts ringing up the matron. She's like, I have someone who might have Carlos's problem in the clinic. She won't come with.
Well, look, I'm really busy, right? Yes, I'm coming. You can hear like she's obviously in the chaos somewhere. She's like, just scan her. Just see if there's something there. If there's something really bad, chuck her out. I'm not dealing with it right now. And you just hear it like end.
Would you mind if I ran a quick test on you right here?
Sure. I don't have anything. It's not going to turn up anything. You're wasting your time.
A small, like, she pulls something from, like, inside of her hair, and it's, like, small circular light, and it springs out, like, little legs, and a small, like, needle kind of starts to, like, come out from it. This won't hurt. I don't know if you're the skittish type. Please don't hit me. And then it will affix and start to draw blood and run, like, blood tests.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with Crowbar.
Interesting.
Like,
Crowbar,
nothing.
do you happen to she like takes off the little bug and wipes it down and sends it out? Do you have a twin, Crowbar? A Natasha, is that the name that
No, I do not have a twin. I mean, I was adopted, so who knows, but pretty sure I don't have a twin.
adopted? Oh my gosh, I need a vacation. Crowbar, can you do me a
Are you gonna fix my
solid-
stupid friend's ugly face?
He's
He
like,
will be he will be fine. A small burn, it takes, I can skin graft that in 30 seconds. You
he's
are
like,
what I'm,
do it. Like,
Yeah, I'm like, okay, then let's.
promise me you won't run away after I treat your friend. I do need to talk to you. This is bad.
I will stay here.
Thank you. And then Dot will proceed to fix this poor steam face.
yeah, you do that. You do that absolutely fine. As you said, it's easy. This is a standard thing for you. You've got there's a child pulling at your sleeve, like, excuse me, I'm really hurt, and they're sorting my mummy out over there. And you just see this child with a button that she's got like tears running down her face, but she looks like she's trying to like keep a stiff upper lip.
Probably handling it really well.
Brave,
Um,
and she's like, it really hurts.
Dot scoops her up and like places her on the table and begins treating her. And while she's there, is Crowbar still close enough as to where she could say words to her while she's working?
Yeah, like you've literally sat this little girl on the table. Like, what are you doing?
Well, she's gonna start examining the kid. She's gonna start seeing what she can do, pulling for supplies, and trying to either bandage, sew, clean.
Okay.
She's just-
This kid is in a lot of pain, so it might not just take a bandage. It might take like a painkiller injection or something or whatever as well. So I'm going to get you to roll for that, and that's going to be your intellect. You know what you're doing. So
Okay.
I'm just going to make this a difficulty of 3. This is more how gently you handle it, because this little girl's arm is really bent.
Okay. So we're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So I can I use something to do something or no? Isn't that? Or is
That's
it
what we
3?
did. So you've got your medical side of it. So I dropped it down. It'd normally be a 4. So we dropped it down to a 3, and you passed it with flying colours anyway. So how are you delicately sorting out this little girl? Because she's upset. She's crying.
So Dot's probably like pulling out like all these like little bugs, and she's like placing them around her and like having them like skitter around. She's like, look at how cool those little bugs are. Do you want to poke one? You want to touch it? Wiggle when you touch them.
And she's got like a proper bottom lip going. She's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, just give it a good old poke, okay? And while she's doing that, she's like gently rubbing the kid's like scratching her back, and then she like quickly like injects a needle into her other thigh.
Okay.
And she takes it out. She's like, okay. And she's still rubbing her back, and she's still kind of rubbing. Does that feel a little bit better?
Yeah. It does a little bit.
So now we're gonna make all these boo-boos go away, okay? So that we can get you back to your mama, all right?
Mm-hmm.
She starts slowly. Is it like burns? Like
Yeah. It's sort of gone up her arm and across here a little bit, and it's just caught the edge of her face.
okay. So while she's taking care of that, she just keeps talking. She's like, you know that guy right there, that big strong man right there, he had the same problem as you, and you know what? He cried. he cried so hard, and you're being so strong and so brave. You're doing so good. And oh, and she like glares at him to be like,
But she's peering round at him like, you did? You cried? But he's so big.
yeah.
He cried like, I mean, it was insane. And I like elbow nail gun. I'm like, "I'm gonna cry."
And he's literally just like, ha, ha. Like he's feeling really sorry for himself right now. He's like, please don't touch me. And the kid sort of like distracted a little bit by Crowbar. I was like, I like your badge.
I'll do like I don't know. I guess Crowbar and Turkey Burger, they don't necessarily have to talk, so I'll kind of motion for Turkey Burger, and he'll fly over to the kid and land next to her.
And she sort of smiles a little bit as he jumps up and down on
Yeah, he does
on
like
the
a trick.
table.
I don't know.
And she's just like,
Little turkey burger things.
like, and she's giggling as he does this. And we're gonna hop back to Artie and JD. What are you guys doing?
Linger a little bit waiting to hear back from Dot. And when we don't, JD is kind of like, well, what else are we gonna do?
I mean, we gotta go, right? We gotta see if this is anything. I mean, I hope Dot is okay, but we don't really know.
She's probably just busy, and honestly, she might not even have the same watch anymore. Like, you heard what
Yeah.
she said. We can't think the worst yet.
I mean, she made it sound really dangerous, so I just assumed it was gonna be something exciting.
Exciting may not be the right word for that, but yeah, no, I get you.
Okay.
Nah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I mean-
she's fine. We'll hear back from her at some point, or hear from her. It's
Yeah.
fine.
We can do this.
Okay, so are you guys heading to the apartment?
Yeah.
Okay, so you probably, I'm assuming you take Soren
Yes.
there. You head over to the Silver District. Now, this is slightly, it's nowhere near as fancy as Artie's, where Artie lives, but this is a fairly nice district. You know this is. Like there's no grass or anything like that, but you can tell already the apartments are larger. They've got much larger windows. Just feels that little bit cleaner and well cared for around here. And you can head round, and there's lots of walkways on each level, so it's more of a pull up at the level. And go, and you find the address, and you see the door on the front.
Are you ready for whatever we might find?
No, I don't think I am. But
Great, me neither.
we'll try, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you said it earlier. We totally got this. And then she's gonna swipe the key card to get in.
Yeah. The key card holder glows green, and the door opens, and it just goes, "Welcome home, Lauren Curtis." And it's like a welcome mat on the floor. Like this looks like a really cozy, homely place. There's little like pictures everywhere. There's a nice kitchen. You see a cozy, like, as much as it's a bigger apartment, it's still not huge, but it's like a kitchen diner sort of thing with a nice comfy sofa as you walk in.
I just, when the voice goes off, I mouth to Artie.
Yeah, that was the other file.
Um,
I've been to her place. I mean, I went to this lady's like apartment building, and it was not this apartment building. I don't think. I'm really not good at apartment buildings, but it did not smell like this.
This is the same apartment building. The only difference is is you came down from the bottom entrance, so you won't necessarily recognize anything.
I'm really not good at this.
Well, I just take everything that Artie said at face value. So I'm gonna go in and start looking around, like trying to see if there's like a computer somewhere, a place that there might be loose leaf files, anything with the tree on it, like.
What you do see is you see a sort of kitchen diner, and you see this leads onto another room, which you think is the bedroom, and then another room beyond that. The one thing I will say is in here you see no computer at all, which is odd because almost every single place has a computer or some form of system like that.
I just kind of like, I kind of examine the infrastructure to see if it runs on anything computer based at all.
It's got the standard, like you can feel that it's all built into the building, but most people add to these things. However, you see like it's a classic coffee machine. There is a classic oven style thing. None of this is necessarily high tech or the latest stuff or self-working, as we say.
Is there a pen and paper?
There is a notepad and a pen on the table, and again, this is just not something that's normally sold anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna snag those and keep them.
Mm-hmm.
I do hold them up. Pen, paper.
Yeah, I mean, we've got history class. I mean, I know how they work.
Have you ever used one?
Yeah, I had like an art project when I was a kid, and you had to do things, and you had to actually. It was like an orange or like a green, I think. But yeah, you had to draw on paper.
Wow. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's use the
This-
pen and paper from now on though.
Okay. I think I'm gonna scan the room. It's weird. There's like no appliances here at all.
Yeah. And I think that's why we should use the pen and paper from now on. But only if you can write. And I'm not, well, I can write. I don't know. We'll figure that part out. We'll figure it out. It's fine. At least you can read.
Sure.
Yeah, do a scan, see what you find.
Okay. And I mean, click some buttons around and see. Are there any computer systems or things like that that are showing up in the walls? Anything like that?
The only thing showing up in the walls, there are over 50 cameras in this place. None of them are running currently. You can tell none of them are on.
Oh, that's good. There's a lot of video. There are 50 cameras in this building. This suite. It seems like a lot.
That's a lot, especially if you only had one.
I mean, it might have been one really comprehensive system, but yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot.
Okay, maybe we should check those. I'm gonna see if I can access camera history, like their records, with my ability to talk to machines.
Yeah. Okay. If you could roll for that, if you could roll an intellect, and because you can talk to machines, let's say do an intellect of 4 for me, because this is quite a difficult one. You are literally going through everything.
Is there anything Artie can do that helps her out?
What sort of? Let's have a look at your sheet. Let's have a look. What have you got? You've got scan. So if you do that, that will make. We'll say that makes JD's she's got to be a 3 instead.
Okay.
So you're sort of scanning at the same time and having a look. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
On a 3. So on that, you can access a load of videos that pop up. And they sort of channel through onto your bracelets as you're scanning, and they pop up, and you see this woman. And Artie, you do recognize her as the woman who saw you and you spoke to. And she's going about her day. She is cooking, she's cleaning, she's reading, she's writing. And it seems to go on like this for hours and hours and days. And as you turn forward to the date you arrived, you see her look quite panicked. She is cleaning everything a lot, like she's really cleaning everything. And the door at the back, which you could see shut from where you are now, you see her rush over and pull it closed and lock it
That's pretty
before
weird.
she disappears out the front door.
Let's go check the door.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm gonna go see if it's like a key lock, if it's a key card lock.
This is a key card lock.
Okay, I'm gonna use her key card.
Yep. You do this, and there's like a little bleep, and it opens. And you're in a very dark room. You can't see anything, but it's nowhere near as big as the rooms you've been in. It's like a teeny tiny study, almost.
Light?
You should turn on your light.
You tap your bracelet and nothing happens.
What? I
Okay.
feel around to see if there's like something old-fashioned, like a light switch.
You can't find a light switch, but there seems to be a lamp over in the corner. Literally a pull-click lamp. And you may have seen these in like a museum or a retro shop, or like you might have seen them in like an antique shop, people showing off artifacts from the old world and things like that.
My dad is kind of old-fashioned, so I think he liked old things. I'll go over and kind of feel around for it and try and figure out whatever mechanism works it for a minute until I finally like pull it.
Yep, you do that, and the light slowly flickers on. There's a desk on one side of the room. On 3 of the walls, all over here, are hundreds and hundreds of photos with lines and pins and dots everywhere.
Whoa.
And a map of the city, which you'll recognize. It's a pretty standard map.
What are the photographs of?
All of these photographs are of you, Artie.
Artie? You don't have a twin, do you?
Artie, these photos are of you stepping out of your apartment. They're photos of you walking across the grass. They're photos of you talking to the security guard, getting coffee in the morning. They're photos of you applying for university. They're photos of you with your dad. Every single inch of your day can be found on this wall.
I want to see, like, do the pins connect to places on the maps that look like they correlate to the photos?
It seems to be. There's a lot in the OTC district where you met Artie. There's some at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's and these are all connected with red lines. And then there's some blue like threads with pins. These are all connecting and intertwining with the red ones, but these are not pinned to anything. No image, no nothing. Some of them look like they've either been plaited together with one of the strings directed from Artie.
I try to see if they go anywhere. Like, they don't connect anywhere. They're just wrapped in there.
It's like you've got a photo. There's a pin in the photo with a red string pointing to somewhere on the map. One of them is a picture of Artie, and is a picture of Artie walking around Soren with JD slowly putting on her helmet.
Hey,
Dot stood next to you.
Artie.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm on here too. What's going on? Do you know what's going on?
No. No, I don't.
Okay, I go over to the desk. Start rifling through drawers or anything.
Most of them are like papers, like from the notepads, like they've been torn out, and there's scribbles. They're not really any writing at all. Some of it even looks like just trying to make a pen work. There is a small pin that looks like a badge that you might put on a coat or something like that. And there is a white lab coat hanging over the back of the chair.
Check the pockets.
There's nothing in the pockets.
Is there a name on it?
Just Miss Curtis.
Okay. Would your dad have known anything about this?
I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of photographs. I don't
Yeah,
even
it's a
know.
lot of photographs. It's a little creepy.
Could she have gotten that one of us before she died? I think that was after. I mean,
It
This is
was,
really
wasn't
weird.
it? Because she died before we were taken into the police station. But that's where we met. Wait. I'm gonna
this is-
check the cameras beyond when he dropped things off and see if anyone else has been in here.
Mr. Daniel Chen walks into the room and opens a satchel and starts to put things into it. These look like picture frames and other more personal belongings. And as he does, he drops something out of the bag. It is the pin that rolls on the desk.
Artie, are you seeing this?
no, I'm sorry, I wasn't looking. What happened?
I play it back for him.
Okay. So go and pick up that pin.
The pin is a small disc with a tree engraved onto it.
Wait. I pull out the coin that I have. Is this is the same tree?
It's exactly the same tree. In fact, this looks like this is not a coin at all. This is a pin where the back has fallen off of it.
Oh. Oh. What does this mean?
I don't know. Are we going to find a room with nothing but pictures of you next?
I hope not.
This is really weird.
Did he put the photos up? Do we see that? Are there cameras in this room?
He seems to have put one or two up, but that's it. He's actually taking away more than he is putting up. You
Okay.
see on the video he leaves back through the sofa and he knocks something off of the what looks like another picture frame off of one of the tables on the way out, and it falls just beneath the sofa as he leaves and slams the door shut.
Okay, I go to check under the sofa and see if it's there.
Okay, so Artie, are you going with her, or are you like mesmerized by this room?
I'm currently mesmerized by the room.
Okay. JD, you go over there, and you have to move the sofa for this. It seems like it's got stuck under. And you pull out a picture frame, and the glass is a little bit shattered on it, probably where it's been knocked over. And you see a young boy stood next to who you know as Lauren Curtis, who's waving, and they're both waving at the camera. This boy could be no older than 2.
I'm gonna take it back in and tap Artie on the shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Hey, do you recognize this kid? Do you know who this is?
Do I recognize the kid?
You have almost an identical photo of this. This is you, age 2. You have seen photos of yourself at this age before.
I mean, I never met this woman until the other day. But I mean, that's me.
'Cause then Artie, I think you know her.
No, I mean, I've definitely never met her before, and I thought her name was something different too.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, but weirder things have been happening lately.
Yeah, but I mean, people getting sick and dying makes sense. Finding out that somebody has an entire room of your pictures and they got you from when you're a little kid, that's, I mean, I guess neither one makes sense, but I don't know what to do with this.
In this picture, the lady is in the same long white lab coat. You can actually see on the back of the chair. And she's kneeling down to your level. And Artie, little 2-year-old Artie's waving. And she's waving and pointing to whoever's taking the photo. We're going to hop over to Dot and Crowbar.
I'm freaking out.
It's slowly calming down in the clinic. There's lots of people are there. You've probably had to treat more, whether it's painkillers, bandaging up, whatever. Are you just sort of doing the same thing you did with the little girl all the way through? They're all sort of similar injuries.
Yeah, I mean, she can't stop. This has been her life for years since she was old enough to pick up a syringe and inject it into a human body. She's been doing this. And
are you pretty efficient at this? You've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, a lot of the bandage scrapes, it's like, she just keeps looking back to make sure that Crowbar hasn't left. Like, she's like, help yourself to something to eat. Don't go anywhere. And she just keeps looking back as she like goes through these people, like having them eat and whatever Railgun's doing, or Nailgun, just sleeping on a cot, I don't know. But she just keeps looking to make sure she hasn't left until she can talk to her.
Yeah, I haven't left. I'm just hanging out with Nailgun, and I'm looking at his face. And I'm like, would have been nice if she had, fixed it a little more.
Oh, poor kid. But when Dot is finished with the hoopla, she kind of like wipes her hands and she like turns to look at Crowbar.
Okay, so the clinic is slowly filtering out there. There's like 3 or 4 people still in there. You can see the little girl you helped earlier. She's waiting by her mum. And there's an older guy in there, but that's about it. So you're quite on your own.
That's fine. So I need to apologize. I'm sorry. I freaked out when I saw you. A lot's been happening. No, we're just... There's some shit that's been happening.
Like what?
Would you mind meeting with my boss, the person in charge of this? She can explain it better. She knows a lot more about diseases. I know a lot more about healing.
I don't have a disease. There's nothing wrong with me.
You are in a file in a hospital listed next to a bunch of other names of people who are getting sick and people who are dying. Your face, robotics and all, with the name Narissa, to whom you don't know, but you were... Someone has a photo of you in the hospital next to dying people. I don't know what that means, but I think she might. I mean, if you don't want to find out, I guess that's up to you, but...
Okay, I'll meet with your boss. Just to prove that I don't have any disease and whatever you saw, it was someone else. Lots of people have eye implants.
Thank you. That's fine. Eye implants, yeah, everyone has them. I've given out more than I can count. Leg implants, arm implants, implants. And she's just talking about different implants now, trying to think of anything other than her very stressful day. She peeks at her phone to see if there's any messages on there from JD or Artie.
You would have seen the message from JD, just letting you know that they were going to head to the apartment, whether you wanted to come or not, and no response after that. This was a while ago now. You've been working for hours trying to help all these people.
She's gonna flick it over to a call. She's just gonna call JD while they're walking.
Hey.
Hey, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. Something came up.
Yeah.
You haven't been in the lower levels, have you?
No, why?
That's fine. There was an explosion. It's not a big deal. We can talk about it. We can talk about it later. Did you go to the apartment?
Yeah, the one with the keys that we found. She's like being very vague because she so yeah, there was a door.
Normally.
Yeah, but this one was a different door than the main door, and inside there are a bunch of photos. There's one of you.
That's not good.
There are about a bajillion of Artie.
It's even worse. I knew that one was the problem. Ugh. Was there anything about your fancy tree coin or his fancy cube?
What fancy tree coin?
Who?
There was an explosion. Remember that face I saw on the files? I found her in the explosion. Life has a funny way of working.
Oh. Tell her I say hi.
I can hear you.
Hi.
What did you find anything about the tree or the magical box of the city?
There was a pin. And it looks like my coin used to be a pin.
What kind of pin? Like a pin, like a name tag pin?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the tree look like? Is it big?
It's like this big. It's like a little coin with like.
I mean, like, does the tree look like it's a big tree?
No, let me just shoot a photo. And so I take a photo real fast and send it over to Dot.
This is the tree.
Are we face chatting? Are we FaceTiming? Or are we?
I think we're sending call. We're in a voice call. We don't record photos of the clinic. It's against policy.
Huh.
That's the coin. Does that mean anything to you, Crowbar / Narissa?
I have seen that tree.
God, I hate this so much. All right, don't go. Take the photo of me. Tear it up. Meet me back at the apartment with Artie. And she hangs up.
Gotcha. And so I go and I take the photo of her, and I don't actually tear it up. I fold it up and I stick it in my pocket.
So you guys are going to head back to JD's flat. Is Artie going with you?
Is he still staring at photos? Yep. Okay.
That's the face of a man still staring at photos.
I'm gonna tap him on his shoulder again and be like, hey.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the best idea to stay here. And Dot wants to meet us back at your apartment.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, my apartment?
Yeah? No? Our apartment?
No, I'm just with my dad. He's involved in this. I mean, he was here. He knows where I live.
Would you rather not go to your apartment?
I mean, I don't know how to do crime. If Dot has an idea that we should go to my place, it's probably a good idea. But
I send a text to Dot. Which apartment?
Yeah, Artie doesn't know how to do crime.
Artie doesn't know how to do crime. Which apartment?
Please stop saying crime over these messengers. Make sure you have all of your special toys and meet somewhere where there's few to zero cameras. Tell me where you are.
How many cameras are there at your place?
None. There's also only one room.
Okay. Just one room and one balcony.
Yup, just one room and one balcony. It's not even really a balcony. It's more like a window onto a ledge. Yeah, you know what? You can sleep on the floor, can't you?
How long is this meeting going to be?
I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there. If my house ends up being like safe, I don't know how many people we're gonna cram into it. So just trying to think ahead.
Okay.
Do you want to get pictures of these? I
really don't think I do. Should I? I mean,
I'm so bad at crime.
No, I don't know. It's your life, Artie. And I think that if you don't want to, that's okay.
I was there for all this. It's super weird. I mean, unless there's something that, like, if you think Dot can help me figure this out, great. But otherwise, I mean, I don't know what to do with all that.
Well, we've got a photo to show Dot at least. And as for the rest of it, well, you're right. You were there. So if we have any questions, we'll just ask you.
I mean, we can always get back in. We've got the keys.
Yeah, let's make sure to lock up after we leave, though.
Okay.
All right. Come on.
Okay. We're going to jump back over to Dot and Crowbar. What are you guys talking about? Are you sort of basically still holding Crowbar hostage?
Yeah, hostage victim. She's going to keep walking after she's ended the call. I'm just going to be like, what do you know about the tree?
Seen it.
Where? Oh my god.
Around.
Scavengers are literally the worst. I keep with secret. Oh my gosh. I work for an underground organization and the scavenger is keeping secrets from me. And she's saying that she like hits the door twice on the matron's like lobby where the receptionist is.
Yeah, you can sort of hear like a thump back, not really like shouting anything. And then you hear the footsteps and the door swings open and the matron's there. It's like, she like looks knackered, like sleeves are rolled up, everything. She's like, yes, sorry, come in. And you're, is this the one you were worried about?
She's not sick, but it's the Carlos situation is a lot worse.
Who's Carlos?
I think come in first. Come in, sit down.
Thank you. Is Nailgun with us still? Is he just...
No, I think we left him on a cot.
It's fine. He's probably like doing anything. So this is Crowbar.
Right.
I was actually coming back south to look for... Long story short, the police got me. The protection service found me on my... They called me in. They found me on my devices.
Did they find anything on you? Did they find any of the medicine? Did they find anything?
Come on now, relax. I know how to do this.
It's been a
Everything was gone. I know. They questioned me with 2 other people, and a JD, she delivers foods or something,
Right.
and Artie Chan, son of Dr. Daniel Chan.
Right.
Dr. Daniel Chan has been dealing with quite a few patients in the hospital with a common cold. One of them being JD's mother, who is now in a coma. Both of them have now seen, they put her in a coma because the cold is killing her. They have both seen 2 people. 2 people have seen, they have both seen 2 folks who have had the cold and then died shortly after. Also, there's a magic tree symbol that's floating around that means something of importance. There's an address. Hold on. She like pulls out like a small note and like it has that apartment number on there. They had this apartment number.
And she sort of looks at it. She's like, right.
And there's a key to the city. There's a list of tons of names. There's files, dead files, sick files, green files. She's a green file under a name that she doesn't recognize.
Right. Interesting.
I don't know if you know anyone by the name Narissa Costow, or the last name Costow. I don't know if there's anywhere you can look, but she's on this list. I just got a call from the delivery girl JD, whose mom is sick. They're taking photos of the Artie all over. There's hidden pins with this tree symbol. But I have an into the hospital right now through this boy.
I suggest we use it then. Right. I'm gonna have a really, really big whiskey, and then I'm gonna go to bed. And I will ponder over this. We need to talk about this in the morning. Bright and early.
Well, I'm heading out for the night, and I'll be here first thing.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for your work today.
Wait, why did I need to be here?
Because I don't want you going anywhere. Secret tree, cold, hidden name girl. I want you to come with me. You've got secrets, and I want to know them. The world is...
We're in a secret clinic right now. We're in a secret illegal clinic.
Yes, we are. And you are now my secret prisoner who's going to come with me so we can find out about this tree.
And Mitch looks over to you. She's like, "Okay, you continue this out." Like, she looks like she's got like a splitting headache.
This has been a long day. I've seen people near die all day.
You continue this outside because I can't. And you just see her like open up some pills and then just knock them back and then knock them back with the whiskey. So I'm gonna go to sleep now. If you could show yourselves out, that'd be brilliant.
Crowbar, who are you adopted by?
My parents.
What are your parents' names?
Yeah, we're not there yet.
Are they also tools? Are they also things like sledgehammer and wrench, or are they real people names? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, they have real people names. I think one of them is biblical. I don't really know. Anyways, Nailgun and I are gonna go home. It sounds like you have a lot on your plate. I'm real sorry about Carlos, but you ran your test. It came up negative. You told me you wanted me to talk to that woman. She didn't really seem to care. I don't know what else you want from me.
Well, don't worry. I have your address right here. So I guess if I need you, I can just
How do you have my
about
address?
show
What,
anyone.
wait, hold on. What address do you have?
Oh, I'm sorry. And she like flips over and she like shows up the map and she just goes, this one?
What address is it?
It will be. It's probably. Would you have given, like, would you be registered to your address at all? Would it be more like the one next door, sort of?
Yeah, I don't
address?
think we would be registered at our little flop house.
Will you have a decoy address?
Yeah, I think it would be what's his name? Blowtorch. I think Blowtorch should be the
Blowtorch's
decoy.
address?
So, like 4 doors down,
Yeah.
you will have that address.
So whether this is good for me to find you or not, hopefully it's good enough for the protection agencies to find you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just come to that address anytime you need me. Definitely there. And as I'm saying this, I'm just like walking towards Nailgun.
Yeah, Nailgun is like,
super great.
And the
And then
little
she's-
girl is stood beside him, like, it's okay, like trying to like calm. It's like, I know you cried, like, and she's trying to like make him feel a bit better, but it's really not helping.
Hey, little girl, I don't want to be the one to say this, but this guy like eats children. Yeah, I
What?
can't do it. Like he can put their whole head in their mouth, suck the meat
You
right
ignore.
off.
You're a terrible person, Crowbar. And you.
And this kid
Okay.
runs.
I'm gonna help Nailgun out.
Nailgun
As
is
you-
much better.
Neil, just so you know, we'll be in contact. And she points to like her thing.
He just waves you off and sort of holds on to Crowbar as you get. And I'm assuming, Crowbar, you leave the clinic.
Yeah.
Okay. Dot, it's basically you left, and you can see the little girl. She's holding her mum's hand as she's on her way out. And she walks up to you and she's like, thank you. I feel much better now.
You're welcome.
Okay. Am I allowed to visit sometime if it gets worse?
You're allowed whenever.
Thank you. And then she's just like, oh, okay. I'll see you later. And she walks out. And that is where we will leave this week's session of Eden.
Oh, and she touched Nailgun so many times. Wow, I really liked him. Too bad.
I was muted, but I made a lot of very strange noises.
Well, I hope everyone is okay and enjoyed that.
It was so good. Every time I see a secret prisoner, they're always like, actually, nah, I could probably kick your ass. I'm leaving. It's
Okay.
never worked for Dot.
What I'm going to do, we're going to go around the characters again. If you can say what your favourite bit was and where we can find you. And I feel we'll have a decompression session after this. So, okay, first of all, we're going to go to Artie. How is Artie right now?
Artie is shook. He is having a bad time. Hans is fine. I'm doing okay. I know it sounds like a cop-out where I say I like all the parts of the thing. I do like all the parts of the thing, but I really like seeing JD and Dot and Crowbar do their thing because I've been waiting to find out more about them. That's the part I want to know more about. So I had a lot of fun. It was great to see how Crowbar is going to finally, treat everybody in the group. And it's great seeing Dot be everyone's mom. And
Don't
JD putting up with Artie is always great. I mean, she's got all of her own stuff going on, but I just feel bad for JD right now, having to walk around, like, hold Artie's hand as he goes through things and stuff like that. But I appreciate it too.
Awesome. And we're gonna go down to Crowbar.
Yeah, I have to second what Han said, that I really like watching everyone, but I guess my favorite part was that I'm really invested in Artie's dad being the criminal, and so I really like finding out more sketchy things that he's done, because I'm just like, add it to the list of suspicious things that Artie's dad keeps doing. So I'm interested to see how that plays out, what evils his Dr. Father's up to.
Oh, you'll hate him so much. And where can we find you? I think we've popped your link in chat, but if there's anything else you want to say?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at tis_aliens. And then on Monday nights, I'm on the Greyhawk channel with Bree, who plays Dot. And that's at 1 p.m. Eastern. And it's a horror D&D 5e I was gonna say actual play podcast, but that's not true. That's not what it is. But it is a horror, and it is D&D, and it is 5e, so I was half right.
Awesome. Before we move on to the next person, one thing I'm going to say, when we raid, I think we need a hashtag that we can post in chat whilst we do. So if we can come up with one before then, whether it is just now poor blame Artie, or Artie can't do crime, or something like that.
Artie can't do crime.
We might have to go down, but we're going to pop around now to Dot.
So I have to say, Dot is so frustrated with everything. She probably has not slept since, like, she is used to her life going a certain way, and it's her way. Nothing is going her way, and no one is listening, and no one is understanding her freak out. She's just so tired. She needs a good vacation. My favorite part, though, was that the moment when Artie, when that lamp just turned on, and you were like, there are hundreds of pictures of Artie, and like I feel like my brain was like thinking like rapidly of all of the things there were photos of. I just feel like my brain imploded when it was all Artie, so I'm super excited. But I'm NPC Bree 2Es. You can find me on Twitter, NPC Bree 2Es. I'll say it another time, NPC Bree 2Es. That's pretty much where you should always find me. I am on the Greyhawk channel on Mondays, 1 p.m. Eastern. I am on the Greyhawk channel Sundays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, and I am here right now. Best Wednesday of the world. That's all I got.
Awesome. And last but not least, JD. How is JD at the moment?
I can't believe we have to wait a week until next Wednesday. And the worst part is I know it's just going to get worse from here. So JD's okay. She's feeling thrown into things. She's trying not to think too much about her mom, so she's kind of throwing herself into this investigation. And I think that's kind of like just confusing her, because her life is pretty routine, and this is very much out of the routine. So I think she's thrown by that. Obviously, she's not as personally affected as Artie is about finding things, but she's feeling like there's something that she's supposed to be doing here. So my favorite part, though, was probably when the explosion happened, because I was not even there, but I was like so tense about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, all of these people, and just I felt for their situation and for the clinic being overloaded with all of these people. So it was very relatable, and I don't want to, like, I loved where we were and what we were doing, but it was like really cool to see that going on at the same time, because while there was intrigue, there was also action. So it was like a good balance for both sides, to have something amazing and fascinating going on. You can find me at RayDeanneR on Twitter, and I also DM for an all-women, family-friendly D&D podcast called Fate and the Fable Maidens. We just came out with our last episode for our current arc, which is called Rock and Roll, spelled ROC, Natch. And it's been a ton of fun. We've really been enjoying that. And the rest of this month, we're going to be playing the Retroverse for our Halloween October special. So we're really looking forward to that. Also, I am writing an article for Scraticus Academy about the Cypher system and what it's like to build a character. And there will be more on that probably in the next week. But it'll be just kind of like what some of the key differences are in game systems and how you can kind of jump into Cypher system, get going.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome system, especially once you get going on it. It allows for a lot of narrative and a lot of role play, which is something I really like, and I think something works well with this story. But thank you. Right. Me, okay, I am White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I think that's all you need to know about me, mainly. I DM on here, I play on here, I do a lot of stuff on here. Our Discord is awesome. It's full of awesome people, and if you want to come on there to chat about D&D, TTRPGs, or just everyday chat, jump on there. It's awesome. Patreon, we're now full-time. Can't quite believe that we are full-time, but it's really, really awesome. If you want to support us in a way, that is an awesome way to do it and get lots of sneak peeks at things to come on the open days at the Academy, etc. YouTube, you're going to have a lot of notifications in the next week or so if you are signed up to our YouTube, because we are uploading everything we have so far. So if you want to binge watch and catch up with a show like this, you should be able to watch them one after another so far. If you want to catch up on anything from the channel. We have merch. We use Redbubble, and it's really, really awesome. And we've had nothing but very, very good things so far about our hoodies, our t-shirts, and all those bits and bobs, and our notebooks, which Scrat always promotes as a perfect size for a one-shot. That's his thing. He loves them. We also have new sponsors as of the last couple of days. We are now working with Bird in the Storm Publishing. They are awesome. They've recently put together their first module, and it is so good. We did it on our last Academy, and it was brilliant. They're working on a lot more, and when it comes around to season 2, there will be some additional shows in between shows like this, where we're working with them, and obviously can't say much, but I'm really, really liking where this is going and the sound of it. Mage Hand Press is our other sponsor, which came in today, actually, and we will be adapting their we will be putting dark matter into Argo 37 starting tomorrow. And it's like a new skin for D&D 5e with new races, new weapons, new everything, basically, new monsters. It's just awesome. If you want to have a look at it, tune in tomorrow. It's at 1 p.m. EST. It's going to be so much fun. And Scrat's character Blister, of course, will be returning and causing all the chaos as much as possible. We are going to raid Tia, or Laurelania, as most people know her. So when we get in the chat, let her know where you came from. I see Scrat's already put our sort of shout out chant in chat. And that is Artie doesn't know how to do crime is today's thing. If you don't have the Scrat hype, just type in Scrat hype or whatever, but let everyone know that Artie doesn't know how to do crime. And I'm excited, and I will see you guys all next week. So see you later. Bye.